Two cruisers, one decision. Are you a fan of the laid-back power of the Kawasaki Vulcan 900 or the versatile retro charm of the Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650? Today I'm looking into the comfort, fuel economy and ride quality to help you decide. Stay tuned as I compare real-world performance, long-distance comfort and even pillion feedback. Plus I'll share some tips on making these bikes your own.
So, we've got the Vulcan 900, the V-twin Vulcan. I do love a V-twin, and when I sit on the bike, how comfortable is that? I can flat foot the bike easily, I can stand up, look at that. So that's the seat height that I'm after. Even though they are supposedly the same seat heights or not much difference, this feels much lower. I don't know why that is, but it's much more comfortable. And when Mrs. T sat on the bike last night, she loved it because the rear pillion seat is a lot higher, so she can look over my shoulders, and she says she can give me a hug better as well. So she prefers the higher rear pillion seat also, and I prefer the seat height on this bike. Let's just compare that on my Super Meteor. I think that's 765 millimeters, and so is this. But I can't stand up on the bike. Look at that, I'm on tiptoe. So the Vulcan wins for seat height for me, definitely, and it's got a better cruiser position, I would say. Yeah, let's go back and sit again. Yeah, isn't that? I just feel like king of the road with this. That sitting position, that's proper cruiser style. Really nice. Aren't they good looking bikes? Absolutely stunning. I had to invest a lot of time and effort to get my Meteor 650 comfortable. I had to put aftermarket seats on. I've got Sahara seats on. I've had to put aftermarket belt drive on, aftermarket rear suspension. So a lot of time and effort to get it right, where the Vulcan 900 has a belt drive pre-fitted. The seat is unbelievably comfortable already because it's such a wide seat, very wide seat it is. And it's a very low seat for low riders. And the monoshock rear suspension, is absolutely superb. No faults whatsoever. 900cc V-twin, but it's very quiet. These standard exhausts are very quiet, very, very quiet. So this one is the special edition. Apparently only one, this is one of 10 in Thailand of the special edition Vulcan. And it's got a bit of a story, this one. I'm not too sure about the handlebars. They work, they function. What is good is the steering. The steering lock is far superior than the Meteor 650. But actually looking at the handlebar rake, they're pretty similar. Looking at the angle of the handlebars and how far away they are from the tank and the seat, etc. Very similar. But the Vulcan has got a much better turning circle, far superior turning circle on the Vulcan. 650 versus 900 and a V-twin. So there's no competition really. It all depends on the comfort and the quality of the ride. That's what I'm going to base this comparison on. And let's go for a ride right now. Okay, here we go. Kawasaki Vulcan 900. Bit of a dirt bumpy road to start with. One of my dogs giving me an escort, very nice of him. It's the end of the day. I've just finished school. Let's take the Vulcan out for a cruise. Thank you, Rocky, thank you. Good boy, thank you. Yeah, I'm safe now. So, straight away, it's very smooth. And the reason it's so smooth is because it's belt drive. I never really experienced belt drive until recently, when I put one on my Super Meteor 650, and until you've experienced it, you just don't know. But people who have experienced it want it back, and there are many people that haven't bought the Meteor 650 because it isn't belt drive, but now RS Tech have developed the belt drive for it. They're now purchasing the Meteor 650 without putting 0 kilometers on a chain. They're buying it out the box and putting a belt drive straight on. So you have to experience a belt drive just to know what the difference is, but it's just the smoothness of transfer of power, and of course no oiling that chain, so a less dirty bike to clean, etc. Now this is an old bike. I think it's at least 10 years old, this bike, so it's unfair to compare it as to new standards, but comparing it to my Meteor 650, which is only a year old, I can notice a difference straight away. It's so smooth. The mono suspension is very good. The seat is very comfortable, standard seat. So as a standard bike already, I can tell that this is much better than a standard Meteor 650. And it's got plenty of torque when you need it. So this is my favourite twisties. I'm just waiting for the traffic to clear because I just don't want anybody to slow me down. Let's go. Kilometers per hour through a slight left. Oh, lovely, very lovely, very smooth. It's like I'm on a glider. Even that bump, didn't feel it. Slight right. Oh, it just eats the corners. Fantastic. What a lovely, smooth riding bike. There, and it's well balanced as well. Okay, some corners at sunset. Very lovely corners here. A nice double S. In front of a lovely temple here. Oh, lovely, very lovely. That's very good cruising, comfortable cruising. Fantastic. I am loving the ride of this bike. Wow, that was nearly. And that's one thing we're missing. ABS. It hasn't got ABS. I'm sure the newer models do. That's just annoyed me, that has. She indicated right and then pulled left. I slowed down to pass on the inside, and then she went on the inside. Right, where were we? Yeah, what a lovely cruising bike. Superb, superb handling. Very low centre of mass, eats the corners. I did love the Vulcan S650 when I rode that. It just had the lack of character. This bike definitely has character. It's just an absolute pleasure to corner on this bike. It really is. And I couldn't do that on my Meteor 650. I couldn't do a turn in a road as wide as this. I'd have to shunt a couple of times. What an absolute pleasure to take corners on this bike. You look forward to every corner, just like I did on my Meteor 350. I loved cornering on that bike, absolutely loved it. This feels the same, if not better. Just such a pleasure, just such a pleasure to corner. Right, we're going to try a 0 to 100 and a 0 to 120 km/h test. I'm not going to push it to the extremes because A, it's an old bike, B, it's not mine, and C, that's not a realistic test. Just an everyday 0 to 100, 0 to 120. So I'm just waiting for the traffic to clear and then we'll give it a go. Traffic is clear, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I didn't really feel comfortable taking it over 120 there. It got to 120 comfortably. I don't think it was any quicker than my Meteor 650, actually, but we'll find out with the timer afterwards. 4, 3, 2, 1. But what I felt was vibration from that V-twin, quite a lot. So maybe because it's an old bike, it hasn't done a lot of kilometers. Yes, it has. It's done 81,000 kilometers. Oh, maybe that's why there was a bit of there's a bit of rattle there on that V-twin, so I didn't feel like I wanted to rev it that high. But for comfort wise, I could cruise on this all day long and not get bored of it. And when you cruise, you don't want to race, right? Just look how those handlebars turn, virtually touching the tank there. It does remind me of the flying flea with the folding handlebars when it parachuted down. That's how much the handlebars turn. Amazing. Well, it's nearly the end of the day, sunset here in Thailand. There we go. It's a very comfortable cruiser. Eats the corners, absorbs the bumps, comfortable ride, nice riding position, proper cruiser feel. The only thing that's lacking is the ABS, but I'm sure the newer models have it. Do I like this bike? Yes, I do. Would I replace my Meteor 650 with it? No, not at this present time. But if I knew about this bike before, I would have looked for a second-hand one of these, I think, if I knew the difference. So that's my advice. If you're considering a Meteor 650 and you see one of these coming up second-hand at a similar price or lower, I think you're better off for this bike, to be honest. That's my honest opinion. It's a proper cruiser, a proper cruiser. Thanks for watching, and Teacher T will see you in the video very soon. Until then, ride safe.